Hi children, this is CBSE Grade 10 Geography First Lesson Resources and Development. In this topic, let us see what is the definition for resources and what are the classification, types of resources. First, let us see what is the definition for resources. In the lower classes, you could have learned the definition for resource. That fellow has resource, he is a resourceful person. And what does it mean? He has something source. Some property it means. Okay. So what are resources? Resources are any object. If it has utility, if it is useful, maybe little useful. Okay, even you to open the door, even you, a little stick to push that object from here to there, little utility, usable, and value. Maybe 100 crores, maybe 1 lakh. It may be a value of. It may have value of 10 paise, 1 paise. So, if the property, if any object should have usable and value, is called resources. In this 10th standard, as a children of 10th standard, you let us learn in the definition in advanced manner. Any object, if it is utility and value, let us see in advanced manner the definition. Provided it is technologically accessible. What is technologically accessible? We know very well that there is a resource, there is a source, but we do not know the technology to use it, to make it as energy. Then how it can be accessible? Accessible in this reachable. How it can be useful? So any resource that should be technologically accessible. We must know the technology to use it. And economically feasible. We know that there is a resource. We know the technology also to use it. If it is costly, it is beyond our capacity. See, if it involves millions and millions of rupees, which I do not have, then what is the use of the technology? So that should be economically feasible and culturally acceptable. What is culturally acceptable? Many resources are there, like liquor and all. Can you call it as it has utility, it has value? Can you call it as resource? So that should be culturally, should not be antisocial. That should be culturally acceptable. Okay, children? So resources are any object which has utility and value provided technologically accessible, economically feasible, and culturally acceptable. Okay. Now let us move on to the types of resources. It can be again classified into 4 bases. Classified on the basis of 4. One is origin, exhaustibility, ownership, and state of development. What is state of development? Technology development. Okay. Origin is a point where from it comes. The 0 point, from the point where from it comes. If it comes from living things, that is called biotic resource. For example, human beings, flora, fauna, plants and animals. Okay. If it comes from living things, that is biotic resources. If it comes from non-living things like petrol, iron, coal and all, if it comes from non-living things, those resources are called abiotic resources. Okay, exhaustibility. Exhaustibility now, it will get over. And one fine morning, you will have 100 rupees, 50 rupees. If you keep on spending it, it will become to 90 rupees, 50 rupees, 60 rupees. And one moment, what will happen? It will become 0. You will have a nil balance. So based on the exhaustibility, if you keep on spending, if it gets over, and one fine morning, if it becomes nil balance, they are called non-renewable resources like petrol, fossil fuels, coal, petrol and all. If you are spending in this speed, one fine morning you will be sitting with 0 balance. They are called non-renewable resources. Whatever the amount you spend, you'll be spending. But if you spend this 100 rupees, next 100 rupees will come to your bureau. Next 100 rupees will come to your bureau. So those resources, it will not get over. It will not go to nil balance, 0 balance. Those resources are called renewable resources. For example, wind, solar energy, water, soil. How much ever you spend, it will be keep on regenerating in a short period of time. They are called non-renewable resources. on the basis of ownership. This is my lap, this is my pen, this is my house, this is my car. If it is owned by me, individual resource. Community, for example, public park, school, government schools, and public graveyard, public pond, these are all not owned by any particular individual. It is owned by a community as a whole. They are community resources. National and international resources, I have to explain little more. So let us see in the next slide. And on the basis of state of development, what is development? Technology development. Okay. And the state of technology development. See, potential, developed stock, and resource. See, children, if you know that there is a resource is available, you have found it, and you know the technology to use it, how to extract it, how to make it as energy, that also you know that resource availability, and you know the technology also to use it. But lack of money, I told you, no, economically feasible. If it is not economically feasible because of investment, more investment, and any other reasons, lack of money or any other reasons, if it is not being started using, they are called potential resources. Resources are there, technology also known, but for some reasons, if it is not yet started used, they are called potential. Developed resources, you know that resources are available, and also you know the technology to use it, technology to extract it, and you have started using it. That is technologically accessible, economically feasible, culturally acceptable. Okay, children, they are developed resources. What are stock? Stock is, you know very well that the technology. For example, you know very well that the source is available. For example, uranium under the Himalayas. We know very well that uranium is available under Himalayas. But is it possible to touch the great Himalaya to extract uranium? No. Till now, we have not found any technology. Who knows? You are the pillars of future India, no? Future world, no? So in among you, any one of you may find the technology, may invent the technology to extract uranium, my dears. All the best wishes to extract it, to find, to invent the technology, my dears. Okay. So if you find in your future to extract uranium under the Himalayas, till then it is called a stock. I mean, we know very well that uranium is available under the Himalayas, but we do not know the technology to extract it. So this is called stock. Okay. What are resource? I told no, we know the resources are available, and technology also to use it, like developed resources, and but we kept aside some resources. But we kept aside some resources for the future use. That is called reserve. If your father brings a salary, your mother will keep a little portion of the amount in the bureau as reserve, as saving. For what? For the future emergency, for the future use. My son will be utilizing, my daughter will be utilizing in future. I have to save money. So if you kept aside some resources for the benefit of future generation, they are called resource. Okay, children. Now again, let us classify on the basis of origin. If it comes from biotic living things, that is called the biotic resources. If they come from non-living things, they are called abiotic resources. Exhaustibility, if it gets over by usage, they are non-renewable resources. If it regenerated again and again, they are renewable resources. Based on the ownership, individual, community, national, and international, the basis of the technology development, potential, develop, stock, and resource. Let us see one by one in detail. See, on the basis of origin, biotic, abiotic. Abiotic resources are again classified into renewable and non-renewable. What are renewable and non-renewable? Non-renewable resources, it will take millions of years. See, millions of years to generate it. Okay. So they are called non-renewable resources. On the basis of exhaustibility, renewable and non-renewable, if it gets over, if it takes millions of years to form, they are called non-renewable resources. If it is generated like wind, solar energy, and water and all, they are called renewable resources. The non-renewable resources, why they are called non-renewable? Because it takes millions of years to form. See, for example, we are using the petrol. Per day, we are using, for example, I'm telling you, we do not know the exact amount. See, 1 million liters of petrol every day we are using. But every day, for 10 liters of petrol only is being generated. So if it goes in this manner, I mean, generation of fossil fuels is very slow. It takes millions of years. 10 liters of petrol is generated being generated per day, but 1 million liters of petrol is being used. What will happen? The balance. One fine morning, we will be sitting with nil balance. We know that resources, we know the technology, but we do not have the resource. It will get over. They are called non-renewable resources. The metals and fossil fuels are non-renewable resources. But metals also will take long years, millions of years to form. But metals are recyclable. People will be coming and collecting the scraps from the factories, old rods of iron, old copper ions, and the wastage and all they'll be coming and collecting. Why? It can be milled and it can be bring it into the new shapes. You can recycle. Metals are recyclable out of non-renewable resources. Metals are recyclable, but fossil fuels are not recyclable. Can you recycle coal and petrol? Once it is get over, that's all. It will become evaporated. You cannot make use of it. Recycle panna. You cannot recycle it. So metals are recyclable. Fossil fuels are not recyclable. And the basis of ownership, individual, community resources. Here, let us move on to the national resources. Whatever the resource available in India is Indian resource. Whatever the resources are available in the nation, that is called national. All the resources are national resources. Here you have to attend with a little more care one item, which is called oceanic area up to 12 nautical miles. See, we know very well that India is a peninsular country and India has a long, fortunately, we have a long coastal line because India is surrounded by water on 3 sides. So we have a long coastal line in India. Okay. So from that, I mean, Thuthukudi, Chennai, Visakhapatnam, Mumbai, and all coastal, I mean, extreme landmass, Kanyakumari and all are extreme landmass of the nation. Okay, children. From that landmass, 12 kilometers. If you travel Rameswarathil, 12 nautical miles. Nautical miles are the miles which is measured in the ocean. The measurement in the ocean. Okay, nautical miles. From that landmass on the ocean, if you move towards 12 nautical miles, I mean 22 kilometers from the coastal area are called territorial water. That is national resource. Not only the landmass near our country, in the ocean also, we have the right to use up to 12 nautical miles. Oceans, we have the right to use ocean, whatever the resources available up to 12 nautical miles. I mean, you can go for fishing, you can go for minerals extraction and all, and shells and all they'll be collecting, fuels and all they'll be collecting. So up to 12 nautical miles from your nation's boundary, land mass is national resources, 12 nautical miles. Even though the country has legal power to acquire even private property for public good, even it may be a private property. For example, my land is acquired for laying the road, highways. My house is acquired by the railway to lay the railway line. For the developmental process, the country has a right to acquire even the private property. Nobody can deny it because it is a constitutional provision. Okay, the country has legal powers. Not only all resources belong to the nation, plus the ocean area up to 12 nautical miles from the ocean, and any private property for the development purpose. Which organization will take care of that? You may have one verse because this time you are having all the questions in MCQ form. So you can learn this. Urban development authorities. Urban development authorities are empowered to acquire the land for the developmental project. So national resources, whatever the resources available in the nation, plus if the government want, any private property also can be taken, and from the landmass to 12 nautical miles on the ocean. Now let us move on to the international resources. What are international resources? International institutions that will control all areas which do not belong to any individual country. For example, from India, 12 nautical miles. From Sri Lanka, 12 nautical miles. Okay, children. The in-between area, oceanic resources beyond 200 nautical miles. I tell you what is exclusive economic zone. Beyond this exclusive economic zone is called international property. That is, no individual country can utilize this area without the permission of international institutions. I mean, from the ocean, Rameswaram, Thoothukudi, Mumbai, Chennai, and Visakhapatnam Mandal. I mean, from the landmass up to 12 nautical miles, that is national property, 12 to 200 nautical miles, exclusive economic zone. Beyond the 200 nautical miles, they are called international institutions. Let me explain you with the help of that picture, then you will understand. Exclusive economic zone is an area from 12 to 200 nautical miles. I told that from the landmass to the 12 nautical miles, India's property. From the 12 to 200 miles, that is exclusive economic zone. Within this area, to which the country claims exclusive rights. See, from 12 to 200 nautical miles, the country can claim exclusive rights. No others can come for fishing, drilling, and other economic activities. In the Mumbai Highway, we have no petroleum extraction is going on, no drilling. So these rights are reserved with the nation up to 200 nautical miles. For example, you see the picture. This is ocean from the landmass. From this is the landmass. This is the distance, ocean interior. Up to 12 nautical miles, nation's property. 12 to 200 nautical miles, exclusive economic zone. Beyond this, if you go beyond this 200 nautical miles, long distance to the horizon, that is international property. Okay, children? Now let us move on to the resources on the basis of status of development. That is technology development. See, potential, developed, stock, and resource. What is potential? I told you, no, we found the resource but not being utilized. Why? Due to lack of capital or other, that is economically may not be feasible. That is why we have seen in the first page itself, technologically accessible, economically feasible, and culturally acceptable, we have seen. So this is not economically feasible. They are called potential resources. I mean, we know that resources are available. We know the technology, but we do not have the capital, enough money. So this is called potential resources. Example, wind and solar in Rajasthan. Now it has become a developed resource. Developed resources. Resources which have been surveyed and their quality and quantity have been determined for utilization. Coal resource in India, we know the technology, we know the availability, we are using it. They are developed. What is stock? Developed in the sense technology developed. What is stock? We have the potential, we know that it is available. I told no example on the uranium under the Himalayas, and very good example is given in your book. Lack of appropriate technology. We know that the stock is available, but we do not know the technology to use it. Example, water. Now this research is going on. No? H2O is compound of two gases, hydrogen and oxygen. Now children are telling that, and scientists are telling that we can extract oxygen because in future we may be in insufficiency of oxygen. You can extract oxygen from water. See, this is known, what to say that this is known idea, but we do not know the technology to do it. This is called stock. We know the availability of resources, but we are not developed the technology to do it. Till now, we do not know the technology to trap the energy of oxygen from water. This is stock. What are resources? Resources are put into use They can be put into use, but we postpone for the future generation, like forest and river water. We know the technology, we know the availability of resources, but we have postponed for the future generations use. They are called resource. I told no, your mother saved some money in the bureau. Example, forest and reserve water. Okay, so we have seen the types of resources based on the origin, exhaustibility, ownership, and status of development, technology development. Now let us see indiscriminate use of resources will lead to what are the problems. See, depletion of the resource, concentration of resources in few hands, global ecological crisis, that includes environmental pollution, ozone layer depletion, global warming, and land degradation. So we have to use the resources judiciously. Let us see in detail in the next video, my dears. Thank you.